Greetings, heroes. Welcome to our final Book of the Month Club meeting on the E-Myth Revisited. In case you missed it last week, we're actually going back to chapter 17 to talk about marketing. If you missed Jarvis's video yesterday, you need to go listen to it. It was freaking amazing. Oh my gosh, Jarvis, you nailed it. Thank you so much. So we're going to just catch a couple other ideas here and get on with things. So talking about your marketing strategy, most of us aren't marketing experts except for Crystal Lindsay, MBA. If you need some help, go talk to that girl. She's one of our coaches and she is fantastic. But when you're putting together your marketing strategy, when I was getting my MBA, the biggest thing they taught us in marketing class was a little question here. And we're going to have Morpheus ask you, what if I told you you're not the target audience? That blow your mind? It probably, like, you instinctively say, yeah, of course, but I guarantee you in your marketing efforts, you have taken on the role of the target audience. You have sat there and debated over a color or a text choice or a phrase or an email strategy. Remember, Jarvis was talking yesterday about emailing too much. And I have definitely told Jarvis, you send too many emails, but I'm not Jarvis's target audience. So this is the key thing. We used to have to repeat this at the beginning of every class. I am not the target audience. You are not the target audience. So do not equate what you like with what your target audience likes and vice versa. If this is all you get from this, this is going to change your marketing. You are not the target audience. So that begs the question, who is your target audience? Well, let's talk about when you're addressing, this is one of the points from the book, addressing your target audience first, how, and then we'll go a little bit backward. So in the book, the author talks a little bit about how quickly sales are made. In a commercial, it's within the first few seconds. Within a sales pitch, it's within the first 2 to 3 minutes. That's why it's so crucial that you get straight to it. In fact, in our discussion yesterday, one of the mastermind heroes on my 6 a.m. call said he cut out like some intro and outro music and stuff because he realized that was just wasting time. You got to get right to your audience and bam, right away grab their attention, right away tell them the whiff them that we say in sales. What's in it for me? What do I as the customer want to do? You know, I heard a great speech at one of the last SAR conferences where a guy said, in your slide deck, when you're giving a presentation, you know, every company, their second slide is the About Us slide and all their awards and accolades. He said, you need to take that and put that at the very end of your slide deck because the customer doesn't care. They don't care about what awards you got or how much market share you have. Put that to the end. Your chance to sell is right up front. And it's probably irrational. Now, the author starts to dip his toe into psychometrics, which is, there are whole courses and classes and books you can read on this. But again, what you need to do is to find who is that target audience, who is your perfect customer. If you can't, bam, say it right now, like right now while I'm doing this video. If you can't say my target customer is in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, property owner, owns a small business, looking to expand, and have some safety nets. If you can't do that, if you can't describe them in detail, you have some work to do. And then once you figure out who they are, then you can ask the next question, which is, what do they want? So what do they want? How do you find out? Well, Jarvis gave us a great tip yesterday, which was in your call to action, when you get them to sign up on your list for your newsletter or whatever thing they're getting, your top 5 tips, you ask them your name, your address, and then one question about themselves. And that's how you start to get information. Send surveys, use SurveyMonkey, call them, constantly ask them what are their needs, wants, and desires. All right, it is time for discussion. We're going to get straight into it. How have you failed to consider your target audience? I want to hear about a time when you sat and picked out the color of something that you liked or the headline that impressed you, and then it flopped, or it could have done a lot better because your audience is not you. And then, who is your ideal customer? You need to take some time and write that out. And how can you find more about them? How can you do some investigative discovery? And then kind of a trick question, can you have multiple ideal customers? Yes, of course you can. And you should segment those. That came up in one of our discussions yesterday too. So you might have a certain target audience that is, in one case, the guy who was talking was targeting real estate brokers, and then he might also be targeting direct consumers or people who do land surveying or whatever. You can have these segments, but then you need to have that target segment perfectly defined and then what their needs, wants, and desires are. All right, get to discussions, and I will talk to you later.